Try to keep this quick. This is the assembly of the M4 lower for the Evo. Basically, start off by taking the nozzle piece. On this one, because this is an early version, there's no arrows, but on the later versions there will be 2 arrows, and that's the part that will point towards the front. And make sure to insert that so it sits flush. There's also a shim file if it's not low enough. If it's too low, you can also file it down. Then you insert the screws. And on the top side, there you go, you take a nut and then you drop it in. And quickly grab something to pinch that. There you go. And you drop that in. There you go. Give that a chance to settle. There we go. Make sure I hit the screw now. There you go. Then essentially you just tighten that down. Get the second screw. Same thing. There we go. Drop in the second nut. There goes my screw. Can be a bit annoying. A sec to grab that. But this way, if the nozzle on the underside ends up breaking for any reason, it is a lot quicker to replace, and you don't have to reprint the entire lower. There you go. Screw that on tight, same as the first one, and then that's in. You can quickly test if it's sitting right. There's a version that's like a bit forward and a bit backward, and you can test if it's sitting right for your magazines. Just plug them in, and as you will see, it goes all the way up. Then for the mag release, drop it into the left side. Bear with me, this is the first time I'm actually recording stuff. And you need to get springs. I use 2 springs. In my case, let me show them. They're just pen springs, ballpoint pen springs. And I tend to basically plug them into the side. There we go. And then on the button, can I get that? There's 2 holes on the underside. That's for the springs. And then there's 3 holes if you have the plastic screw version, which is just, let me focus this. There you go. This is just a screw that taps directly into the plastic. There's also a version with M3 screws, but I don't have those. And you make sure that you line, there we go, that you line those 2 holes up. There we go. And then I tend to just hold it down so the springs can't jump out, while I take the first screw, start tapping that by hand, and take a screwdriver and just screw it all the way in. And normally that is enough, but to keep it extra secure, I use 3 screws. On the M3 screws, that's only 2 screws, but that's mainly because there's not enough space in the actual mag release to get 3 screws to fit next to each other. It should be just as sturdy though. There you go. You need to make sure that your springs but you cut them to a size where it's easy to push it in with like your index finger, but still strong enough that it will snap back when you put the magazine in, so it retains the magazine. It might take a while. The ones that I got, I tend to just shorten them down a bit. I have the longer one closer to the mag release, and the shorter one I have just a bit further away, and that works beautifully. If you plug in a mag, that locks in nicely, and if we then use the mag release, goes out again.